Okay, this is the second video of the fake book layout. Now we're going to start to add some more features to the image. And first what we're going to do is, if you double click in your layer, so I'm on the beach folder, I'm going to name this background image. This helps for the organization of your files. And then this is just going to be the picture of me. So far, and then I have just two images and a background. So I'm going to toggle visibility by clicking on the eyeball, and that shows me what I have selected and what's in the file so far. The layer that's kind of in blue is the one that is selected. And then you've got your move tool as a reminder. Auto select is checked right now. Show transform controls is checked. Okay, show transform controls gives you the bounding box so that you can resize or rotate your image. Auto select allows you to pick up whatever you click on and move it around. So if I click on the background, I move it. I'm hitting Control Z, by the way, to undo it. And then I click on the picture of me, then I can move it. That's because I have auto select on. So if I turn that off, then I have to manually select them in the layers palette. Okay, so I'm going to have the picture of me selected. I'm going to double click it, and I get a layer style menu. We're going to go to, let's see, stroke, and change the color to white in your color picker. And I'm going to change the size. I can either drag it up, or I can just type in, I want to do 5 pixels. Okay. All right, so that just kind of separates my image from the background of the beach. So here again, here's this toggles visibility of the effect. And then I'm going to click on the background image in the layers palette. And then I'm going to come down to the bottom of the layers palette. So I know I'm on the layers. Here's the tab right here. I'm going to click on this little black and white, I call it the black and white cookie, and I'm going to go to gradient. And this is going to give me a whole bunch of options to choose from. Maybe I'll try this one. So you select the gradient that you like. If you don't find one there, you can click on this little wheel. Let's just go to photograph or special effects, for example, and just append, and it'll add in the special effect ones. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this one and just kind of see how that looks. Hit OK. Now, right now it's completely covering up my background image. So it's the gradient fill. So I'm going to come up to where it says normal and change this. I'm just rolling through to see if there's one that I like. So there's one. So you can just click on here. And I'm using my mouse to scroll through. You can also manually do it. Let's just keep it on, I think it was overlay was kind of neat. And if you want to change it, you can just double click on this gradient, and I can go back to what I had before and change the layer style to, I think I had, well, it doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Let's just go to darken. Which was not it. Okay, overlay. We'll just leave it like that. All right, so that's the gradient fill. All right, next step, let's take a look at my other one. I'll add the text, and then we'll do some shape work. Okay, now I want the text to line up with the bottom of my picture. So all I'm doing is clicking inside the ruler and dragging a guide down to the bottom. Now if you don't want it, you can just drag it back up. I'm going to click on the text tool, and like I said before, all of your tool options are up here at the top. Here's the color of my text, and this is the font, the typeface. So if I click, it'll give me a little preview of what it's going to look like, and this is the size. So I'm going to go ahead and just click right here and type in Mrs. Stoll, get my move tool, move it into place here, line it up right on the bottom of the guideline. And only thing I have left to do is put in a shape. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So if you notice, this is a text layer. This is a photo with a layer style. This is a gradient fill layer, just a straight up image, and then the background just stays white. Okay, so to get the shapes, you click on, it'll look like a rectangle if you come in the default. If you hold this down, I'm going to go to Custom Shape Tool. Again, tool options up here. You got a whole bunch of cool shapes to choose from that are already there. Now if you don't see them, you can click on this little wheel, click on All, and hit Append, and it'll just add them in the bottom. Now I have mine a couple times. So I'm going to find a shape that I like, and I just was going with the triangle. Okay, and then, so the shape that is selected is the triangle. The color, the fill is white. I'm going to hold Shift, Control Z. Hold on, I just changed the color by accident. So if we go back to the fill, I'm going to hold Shift to make a perfect triangle, and get my move tool. And again, you'll look at it, the layer, it says shape 1. Okay, so I'm going to hold Control, click the layer, the little thumbnail right inside the shape, turn the eyeball off, and you have something called the dancing ants. This is a selection. This is a little tricky. Pay attention here. I'm going to click on the background layer, and then I'm going to hold Control and put the letter J. And what it did was take the selection from the triangle and cut it out and put it on a new layer from the background image. Okay, now you can't see anything right now because obviously it's just part of the background image until I hold Shift, and I'm just gonna rotate it around just to give me like kind of an interesting design element. And that's that.